Thank you for coming back to Late Night with Walter Weyburn. I hope you like this show. Please subscribe, leave your thumbs up, and leave your comments. And ask your questions. I'll answer them tomorrow night. Y'all, if I ever miss your questions on this show, please forgive me. Please understand that it's a lot of questions, and I have 3 videos on this channel, another channel with videos, plus I work on my books, my sales of my guns and stuff. So I've got a lot going on, and it's just me, so please understand that. If I do miss your question, just ask it again. I will eventually catch it. I got a lot of questions last night. I probably missed a couple, but I'll get to all those questions in just a few minutes. But first, grab your beverage, settle back. I actually have 2 beverages tonight. I got my coffee and my old standby glass of ice water. Y'all get whatever it is you like to drink. I like my coffee. Y'all, at the time of recording this video, we do not have a stimulus package yet. So they did reach that deadline. The deadline has came and it's gone. So I don't know yet if we had an agreement on a stimulus package today or not. Maybe by tomorrow morning's 6 a.m. video, I will find out. And I will let you know. Y'all, you know what's burning me up more than anything else right now with this election? My cell phone. Every time I hear that chime go off, I look at it, I think somebody's messaging me. And it ain't nothing but something to do with the election. Donald Trump calls me on that thing probably 5 times a day. I am so sick of it. Next time I see him, I'm going to tell him not to call me here no more. Or either they can pay my phone bill. That'd work. Then they can call me all they want to. I want to ask you all a question, and please let me know in the comments below about using your names here on this channel. When I answer a question, I normally say someone asked. To me, that is just so impersonal. I don't like that. I would like to use your name. I would like to say Sally Smith asked, or Bob Ross asked. I wish Bob Ross would call me. But something like that. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't like saying somebody asked, but on this video tonight, I'm going to have to do that until I find out what y'all think about it. And if it's something bad, I won't use your name. I won't call you out on anything like that. I just want people to know who asked the question. Y'all, on this stimulus thing, Nancy Pelosi has drawn the line in the sand. She says if we don't get a stimulus package reached in 48 hours, we won't get it passed before the election. And even if we do get it passed before the election, it won't be implemented until after the election. And I can understand that because it takes a while to implement these things. All that talk about President Trump and everybody saying they could get stimulus checks out just like that, that's not really true. They can't do anything just like that. So I understand what she's saying. I don't care for the lady, but she is beginning to make a little bit of sense. Y'all, somebody asked me, and this is not a question, I'll get to the questions in a minute, but somebody asked me to tell the story about how Amy and me met. And I'm going to tell it now. And I'm going to try to get through it as fast as I can, so I'm not wasting y'all's time if you don't like the sappy stuff, because it's pretty sappy. Y'all, I was in culinary school. I was top of my class in culinary school. And there was another class starting at another school, and my teacher knew that I wanted to take that class. So since I was doing so good in class, he done something that was not heard of. He arranged with the administration office to let me graduate 3 months early. Now, on my diploma, it does say 600 and something hours of a 900-hour course. It does say that. It don't say why. It just says when I graduated. But anyway, he let me graduate early so I could get to that other class. Well, that class is where I met Amy. I walked in the room. I was about 5 minutes late. Everyone else was already in their class and sitting down. Tunnel vision. You know, you've heard of tunnel vision when people meet their soulmate. I never believed in tunnel vision. I thought it was just a crock of, But it happened to me. I had tunnel vision. She is the main focus that I seen in that room. I'm not saying everything else was gone and she was the only thing, but she was the thing that caught my eye when I walked in that room. And I was lucky enough to be the last one in a chair, and the only chair that was available was right behind her. So I got to know her a little bit throughout the day of the class. At lunchtime, we went and had lunch. She didn't know she was supposed to bring her own lunch, so she didn't bring lunch. I knew it. I had 2 egg salad sandwiches. So I asked her to join me for lunch, and I gave her one of my sandwiches. I guess she liked that sandwich. That night we went out. The next morning, I asked her to pick me up at home so she could take me to school because she had a car and I didn't at the time. Well, when she picked me up, we went to school. She brought me home from school and we went and sat on the picnic table for a little while and talking. And she told me that she told her daddy. Now, understand, she's Filipino, old-fashioned Filipino. They have to get approval for everything from their daddy. But she told her daddy that she met a boy that she likes. Her daddy told her that if it's just a boy or boyfriend, it's not really his business. But if I ever propose marriage, that's his business. Well, she told me that. And I said, well, how about it? Let's get married. I had no idea I was going to propose marriage to her that day. It just came out. I guess it was meant to be because that was 39 years ago, and we're still on our honeymoon today. Now, before that, there was so many times when I could have met her and didn't. She was here 4 years in the United States before I met her. But in that time, the high school that I was going with got me a job at Morrison's cafeteria. Well, at that time, I was doing the Elvis Presley shows. I had the black hair, the black long sideburns. In order to take that job, I would have had to trim my hair up and get rid of the sideburns. I couldn't do that. I did take the job, but I never showed up for it. Come to find out, she was working there as a salad prep person at the time. I would have met her there. Now we're talking probably 2, maybe 2.5 years before I actually met her. So after that, well, first of all, she came from another country to live here. And I met her then. And I was always attracted to Asian women. I don't know why. I was always attracted to Asian women. But she came here from another country. I met her. I could have met her on that job, but didn't. Okay. After that, the school let me graduate early. That was unheard of. I met her at the next class that I went to. Okay, once we got to know each other, before we got married, I started looking in her old photo albums. And, she liked to go out a lot. And I got to looking at her pictures, and she used to party with all of my friends that was in my class in my high school. I seen all of my friends there partying with her at a club we have here in Pensacola. What we did at the time, it was 2001. It was a disco type club, and they was all partying together. So she knew, she was real good friends with my good friends, but I didn't know her. Now at that time, if I was a partier and would go out with them, which I didn't, I would have met her then, which I didn't. So we did meet at that culinary school. I asked her to marry me. About 6 months later, we got married. And we've been on honeymoon since then. And before I met her, I used to pray to God to send me a good girl. All of my brothers and sisters' marriage ended tragically. Short time. They was very bad. And I didn't want that. I wanted God to send me a good girl. And he took his time at doing it. But I believe he sent me the very best he had when he sent me Amy. So if there's anything y'all praying for and it don't look like you're getting it, just know God's working it out for you. I tell everyone that Amy is a gift from God, and she is a gift from God. Okay, enough of that sappy stuff. We're going to get past that now. Country music stories. Someone asked me, and again, this is not from the questions. I have the questions coming up, but this is something that I want to ask y'all, that this person asked me. This person, I forgot if it was their brother or their husband, was big into country music, and he worked with a lot of the big name stars. This person asked me, have I ever met any stars, and would I share the stories about them stars with the YouTube community? Y'all, I have a lot of country music stories of stars that I've met in the past, things that I've done in the past. And I can tell you a story every now and then about my encounters with country music stars. If that's what you want, just let me know in the comments below if you want to hear my country music stories. Okay, y'all, my cooking channel, please go check it out. It's Chef Walter Weyburn Cooking Show is the name of the channel. Please go check that out and subscribe to it. My country music channel is in the description box below. Please check that out if you hadn't ever seen my music channel. Stun guns, everything else is in the description box below. If you want them, that's where you can get them at. And please subscribe, because every week we have a contest here, and it's only for subscribers. You have to be subscribed to win. And by the way, Robin King from last week's contest, if you remember, she won the $50. She finally got a hold of me today. I've got her check ready to go in the mail tomorrow morning. Y'all, here comes the questions and answers, or answers and questions, however you read it. I had some very good and some funny questions, and I will get to them. Now, like I said before, I'm sure I missed a couple. I scrolled through them, and I hope I got them. I'm sure I missed a few. Please forgive me. If I missed yours, just ask it again. Y'all also mentioned last night that I may be canceling this Late Night with Walter Weyburn show. A lot of people saying don't do it, give it time. They really like the show. So I will give it time. I will keep on doing it. About done with my coffee. I'm going to have to switch to my water. Okay, question and answers. A lot of people are saying I should do a live show. That might be fun, but to be 100% honest with y'all, I just don't know how. I have tried it many times and it just makes me crazy. That technology stuff, I'm not good at that. Yeah, my videos, it makes it look like I know everything about computers, but I don't. I'm just being honest. I don't know how to do it. I wished I did. I wished I had someone sitting right beside me that could take care of all of that broadcasting stuff, and all I would have to do is talk. That would be awesome, but I don't have that person. Like I said before, everything you see about me is just me. So I don't know if that will ever happen or not. Someone asked me about the baking soda and molasses mixture I was talking about last night and wanted the amounts of the mixture so they could try it. Okay, it's 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of molasses dissolved in a cup of hot water. Now, if anyone wants to try this, if anyone's going through this throat cancer thing, the lymph nodes swelling, that kind of stuff, if you want to try it, fair warning, it tastes horrible. I mean, I had to hold my nose and take it down in one gulp, and I still gagged. But I mustered my way through it every night. They say it's best to do it at night before you go to bed. That way you don't have nothing else washing it away. So, yeah, it tastes horrible, but you're welcome to try it. They also said you could do honey or Caro light syrup. I didn't try those. I wished I had, but the molasses was just so strong, I can't stand it. Now, you take molasses, total something different here. Take a little bit of molasses and some butter and mix them together. Put them on a hoe cake. Whoo, that's good. But just to drink molasses, ooh, that's horrible. Someone also said that she was on doing radiation, and she did the baking soda thing, the baking soda and molasses thing, that she heard about it also. And it just made it worse. Yeah, it would make it worse if you're doing the radiation, because the radiation is burning your throat, and then that molasses, and then the baking soda too, right on top of that raw, burnt tissue in there. That would make it hard. I would never do both at the same time. If you're doing radiation and chemotherapy, don't try this. It will hurt. Okay, water. And that's one thing too that I should tell you about that. When you first go to a doctor with cancer, don't ever ask him about natural remedies. He will debunk every one of them. Because if you cure your own self, he's not getting no money. There is a natural thing out there where you can get injections, high volume injections of vitamin C, and it's supposed to take care of it. They say flat, it will not work. They tell you flat, do not do anything. So I asked him one day, I said, I take a lot of vitamins, can I still do that? He said, just take regular daily dose. He said, don't overdo the vitamins. He was scared. He was scared he was going to lose my money. Someone, I'm sorry, y'all. Someone said that she would love to hear my music. The The link to my music YouTube channel is in the description box below. Just go check it out. I've got a ton of it over there. Someone said I need to put that cowboy hat on. Okay, y'all hold on. I'm going to do it just for that person. Now remember, I do anything I'm asked within reason. I don't like this cowboy hat. It was good when it was in the music business. I needed it then. But right now, it don't look good at all. What you think? Do I look like a cowboy? Okay, the hat is there. Now, the hat is gone. Laid to rest. Someone else asked the other day, was that Hank Williams Jr.'s hat back there? Man, I wish it was. It wouldn't be just hanging out getting dusty like that. It'd be in a glass case. But it's just my hat. I bought it off of eBay. It looks like a very nice hat. But y'all, I'm totally honest with everybody. It's a front. I think I paid like less than $20 for it, brand new. And I bought it probably 10 years ago. And it's held up really good. So, it's not an expensive hat at all. Someone asked me, had I ever went to Mobile, Alabama? Yeah, I've been to Mobile, Alabama many times. It's just 50 miles away from my home. I live in Pensacola, Florida. So yeah, I've been to Mobile many times. They asked because they said it's a lot of good eating places over there. And yes, it is. I remember when I was a kid on the causeway going to Alabama. Well, it wasn't the causeway then. It was that little side road off the side. You can still see that road from the causeway. But we had a gas station over there. It was Thorneyes Gas. Thorneyes Gas Station. It was an old-fashioned filling station type place. Right down the street from that was a good restaurant. We ate there every day. So yes, there is a lot of good food in Mobile, Alabama. Here's a funny one. I got a good laugh out of this. So, someone says I need a new toupee. Y'all, do you think I would buy this? I mean, hey, look at that. It's not a toupee. This is the real deal. If I was going to buy a toupee, I'd buy something that looked better than this. But they said they would like to see me get a new one, and they would like to see it be a black one. This is real. That was funny to my opinion. Someone asked, had I ever smoked cigarettes? I don't know why they asked this. Was it wondering if that's how I got cancer or something? I don't know. But that's all they said. They wanted to know, had I ever smoked cigarettes? No, I never tried it. I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. I never did really smoke cigarettes. I did try it, and I just can't stand it. In my opinion, cigarettes is the worst thing in the world. I just cannot stand it. I can't stand the smell of the smoke. It chokes me. It's just my opinion. Never tried cigarettes. Did try the other stuff. I don't try that no more. And I only have Jesus Christ to thank for that. Someone asked, does Amy and me have any kids or pets? Okay, no to the pets. We don't have any pets. I had a cat I love cats. I am a cat person. And my neighbor shot my cat. That hurt me more than anything in the world. I wish she had shot me. I could have handled that bullet. The cat had no chance. And I just don't want to go through that hurt anymore. I used to think it was crazy for people to cry when they lose an animal. When I lost that cat, I cried for about 3 months. In fact, the vet that we took him to, they wanted to keep him overnight and do surgery. Well, they called me the next morning, and they said they just can't do anything with him. We really should put him down. So we agreed to put him down. They never once sent me a bill for anything. And for the next 2 weeks, they called me every day to see if I was okay. So no, we don't have any pets. I can't go through that hurt again. On the question of the kids, yes, we have 2 girls, ages 38 and 37. Their names is Angela, and the younger one is Lisa Marie. We named her after Elvis's daughter. I always said if I had a boy, we would name him Elvis Aaron. We didn't have a boy, and we knew that she would be our last. So we named her Lisa Marie after Elvis's daughter. We have 2 grandbabies. Our granddaughter is 14 years old. Our grandson is 6 years old. Okay, this is the last question for tonight. Someone asked if I could have one last meal on earth, what would it be? Y'all, a lot of people would say something extravagant like a big porterhouse steak or something crazy like that. But to me, my last meal, I've always said it. I've always told everybody, if I ever got on death row and I could have my last meal, it would be my mama's hoe cake and tomato gravy. I would give anything to have that just one more time. Y'all, I am a very good cook, professional chef. I can make tomato gravy that will make you want to slap your mama. But for the life of me, I cannot make hoe cake. A lot of people calls hoe cake cornmeal bread. They fry it up in a cast iron skillet with cornmeal. That is not hoe cake, that's Johnny cakes. Hoe cake is made out of flour. It's like a pancake, but it's about 2 inches thick. That stuff is so good. I just never can get the timing right to flip it because it's so big and heavy. The skillet is full and it's about 2 inches thick. And if you don't flip it at the right time, it will never get done in the middle. And I just can't get my timing right on that. But yeah, tomato gravy and hoe cake. That would be my last meal. Y'all, I hope you like this late night with Walter show. Ask your questions, and we'll do it again tomorrow night. Please watch the video that's popping up here now, and please subscribe to my channel. Leave your thumbs up. Don't forget your questions. Share the video out. Help me grow this. And just know I love you all. And keep your faith in God that we will get through this whole COVID thing, our government messing over us thing. We will get through it. God has his plan already set out. We just don't understand what it is yet. He will reveal it in his time. Y'all, I love you all. Until 6 a.m. in the morning, I hope I've got some good news for you about the stimulus package. We just have to wait and see. I love you all. Ciao.